As I predicted about a month ago in this short video, which was titled President Trump Says Trade Wars Are Good and Easy to Win, History Says Otherwise, the trade war between the US and China is escalating. And over the last couple weeks, it seems both sides, every day or every other day, are announcing new potential measures. This is getting ridiculous. This could end in a lot of problems. I've said many times in the last month or so on many different interviews and in my short videos that there will be a lot of collateral damage, even if the US, and I'm using air quotes now, wins a trade war with China. There will be a lot of collateral damage. There will be American families that suffer, American small business owners that suffer, entire industries that suffer in the United States, all to, in air quotes again, win a trade war. And in actuality, in reality, no one really wins a trade war. Now, the US government may claim victory at some point in a trade war, but a lot of Americans are going to suffer. And we've already seen some collateral damage potentially. There's TV commercials being run pretty much every hour now on Fox News from American farmer associations begging that show small business owner farming families begging President Trump to stop it, that they're worried that they're going to go out of business and not be able and have to shut down their farm, go bankrupt and have to sell their farm and not be able to feed their families. There's articles. This one's from the New York Times about farmers' anger, and this one is from Grub Street. And so some of the proposals that the Chinese have retaliated with already are 25% tax on American pork and fruit and a 15% tax on apples and almonds. And if these tariffs actually do go through in the near future, it's going to open up the door for agriculture in other countries to take market share from American farmers. So American farmers, then either their profit margins will be wiped out, they'll lose a lot of market share, they may even go bankrupt, like I said. So it appears that we are already seeing potential collateral damage. So I'll attach links for you guys to take a look at this. The other things I wanted to talk about were Larry Kudlow's reaction to the trade war. So Kudlow is doing the mainstream media circuit. He's been on CNN. Here's his interview there. He actually said he was in favor of tariffs and the trade war in this one, but if you go back for the last week or so with interviews from Larry Kudlow, he's flip-flopping with what he says on these interviews. So I'll attach a couple links to different interviews Kudlow has done, but basically in his most recent interview, Kudlow's kind of walked back his comments about tariffs, and basically he said this is just an attempt to escalate in order to force China to renegotiate. But China may not be willing to renegotiate. So there's three things here with Kudlow where he's being interviewed. He's doing the talk show circuit pretty much on all the main networks now. And I believe he's penning some op-eds. But in terms of the actual trade war, though, okay, I finally found the article. There's a bunch of Zero Hedge articles about this, a lot of different opinions. I posted one article a week or two ago in the Wall Street for Main Street Facebook group about saying how the U.S. can win the trade war pretty easily. I disagreed with that article, but there's a lot of, pro-American, pro-nationalist people who think that this is a good thing and that Americans overall are going to win. The U.S. government may win, certain industries may win, certain protected industries may win in this trade war, but overall I think most Americans are not going to win. It's going to force higher prices, more stagflation into the global supply chain and value chain in a lot of different industries. It's not going to bring back as many jobs. And on top of this, in this article here, and there's other articles on Zero Hedge about this, Zero Hedge basically now, guys, has at least one article a day with in-depth analysis of a potential trade war. And you know my view on the history of trade wars, that really no one wins these things. But this is all some type of mercantilism. But this article says that China has 5 main options now how to escalate a trade war. And really the worst one for me that sounds the most dangerous is the rare earths one. Because a lot of large American multinational corporations need rare earths. So the American defense industry and military industrial complex, they need rare earth elements for a lot of different either weapons or missile guidance systems and things like that. And China has a full monopoly. And you guys know I've covered rare earths longer than almost anyone. I've been covering rare earths for many years. I actually co-authored the Dragon Metals report in 2010 or 11. It was a long time ago with Kevin Kerr. So I extensively researched that market. And China has a monopoly on the mining for rare earths because they basically forced all the other rare earth miners on the planet out of business because they sacrificed their air, their soil, and their water around all their rare earth mines in order to produce at the lowest cost, because almost every other country in the world has much stricter environmental standards for mining, and China waived those in order to get a monopoly on rare earth mining with the lowest cost. And then China also has basically a full monopoly as well on the rare earth value chain, the supply chain, where value added is provided for rare earth elements with rare earth oxide, rare earth alloys, rare earth magnetic powders. I'm probably forgetting a few of the things. It's been a while since I thought about this. I'm trying to remember all the different things in the rare earth supply chain. So you have rare earth oxides, you have rare earth metal, you have rare earth alloys, you have rare earth magnetic powders, and then you have the neodymium iron boron magnets, or RE, rare earth permanent magnet technology, which is used in a lot of electronics as well. So a lot of the US electronics industry, like smartphones and others, could be in potential jeopardy. And this article talks about how when China put a ban on rare earths for Japan, rare earth prices soared in 2011-12. So interesting times we live in, guys. But as I predicted, these trade wars, this tit for tat in terms of bad press releases, Trump is tweeting saying that Trump's most recent tweet about the trade war says because it's the right thing to do, and he vows China will cave in. Really crazy stuff now, guys. We are witnessing history. Unfortunately, I think things are going to get a lot crazier and a lot worse in terms of this trade war before things get better. Larry Kudlow says he believes that ultimately China will cave and that China will agree to a renegotiation with the World Trade Organization. But, I mean, China's been violating a lot of World Trade Organization practices with intellectual property and other things for years. So I'm not so sure that things are going to be that easy and that simple. In fact, I think a lot of things that Larry Kudlow and President Trump are going to do in terms of this trade war will probably backfire. And I think, the American farmers are just the beginning of the collateral damage. So what do you guys think about this with the trade wars? I know a lot of you guys believe in President Trump and think that he's doing the right thing. President Trump has said that China started a trade war a long time ago. But, the problem historically with trade wars is that no one wins them. So obviously from a free market perspective, I would like to see free trade. There is no real free trade though, because countries, whether it's devaluing currencies or putting tariffs on imports or other types of tricks, are always trying to gain a trade advantage. And it's very dangerous what is being done now. And, if we see these press releases continue, I just feel really bad for the American farmers, because it's a very marginal business. In a lot of these American farms, it's very capital intensive. They have to take on a lot of debt in order to try to build a profitable business. And since they're so marginal, you could see some of these almond manufacturers and others get drastically hurt, go out of bankrupt very quickly with a tariff like that. And then that'll open the door to farmers in other countries taking market share and making profit. So that may help, some key industries, or help the U.S. government in a trade war, and they may claim victory, but there's going to be a god-awful amount of collateral damage about it. And I don't think, President Trump or any of his other cronies are going to talk about the collateral damage that's going to occur. I have some interesting interviews planned for next week coming up, and I'll speak to you guys soon as we march on to 20,000 YouTube channel subscribers. Okay, guys, bye for now. That's it for this short video. Do you work out routinely and eat healthy almost all the time? If you eat paleo or vegan or work out routinely, you may be eligible to save up to 33% off on your life insurance thanks to Health IQ. Health IQ is a venture capital-backed, big data technology life insurance company that offers customers life insurance at special rates by using the latest technologies. For more information, please go to healthiq.com/WS4MS. That's healthiq.com/WS4MS. Please like this video, share it with friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to the Wall Street from Main Street YouTube channel if you have not already done so. We're closing in on the 20,000 YouTube channel subscriber milestone, despite YouTube censorship, and hopefully we'll be able to get to 30,000 or even 40,000 YouTube channel subscribers quickly if YouTube doesn't shut down the channel. If YouTube does shut down this channel, remember to also sign up for the Wall Street from Main Street email list that's on the wallstreetfrommainstreet.com website, and will tell you where the videos are going to be uploaded instead of YouTube. Also, if you really like the content and you decide that you want to give a one-time donation, you can go to the wallstreetfrommainstreet.com website, where there's different options for you to do so. Or you can become a Patreon contributor. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to providing you guys with some of the best information, analysis, and financial education available out there for free or paid.